Welcome to our show. This is Emma.
And this is Dinny.
We are the Theatre Thespians! Anyway, we've got a sensational show of supreme surreptitiousness today, starting with Artsphere Productions, who offers more kills, spills and stereotypes than I can shake a gherkin at. And later on in the show, we also have Rick Carlson, who has a history of cinema and talking to his grandfather, who is very, very influential in the film industry. Last but no means least, we have John Adams, who is a Senior Communications Officer of Arts Queensland.
We'll be dishing out more culture than Leonardo da Vinci giving Vincent van Gogh lessons in croquet. But, without further ado, allow us to introduce our guests for today, Artsphere, production company of the upcoming Screenfest, The Killage.
Hi, how you going?
Hi, thanks for having us, guys.
Well, thank you for coming. So now I want to know, Rita, how did you guys actually start Artsphere?
Well, we started Artsphere Entertainment in 2010, early 2010. And Joe and I just basically, we got together and we decided we had a lot of ideas, and Joe had a script and we had a lot of things that we could offer. So we decided to go from there and just formed it ourselves independently, put a lot of money into it.
Yeah. That's awesome. Now, with The Killage, you were acting and producing.
Yep.
And Joe was acting, producing, editing, writing, director of photography. Is there anything that you don't do, Joe?
I don't do lighting very well.
Not to mention he did the sound, the visual effects, he composed one of the songs.
I really shouldn't be doing the majority of these things, but for the sake of time and getting things done, I've been forced to, over the years, to just learn as best I can to how to do the things. I mean, it's better to specialise in these fields so you can actually get really good at it. So by spreading yourself out, you're sort of, lowering the quality of each of the things, generally speaking. So I wouldn't recommend it really, but in desperation and to save money, actually, is the main reason. Then that's
like having all the creative control, it's kind of very beneficial to be very versatile. Wow. Now, what is schlock horror?
So it's comedy horror, I guess. So the horror scenes look real and are as disgusting and horrific as possible, but it's pretty much all undertone of comedy. Everything's kind of slapstick and, not really to be taken seriously. I mean, you'll know when you see the film, it's all very comedy more than horror.
It's sort of sending up serious horror.
Yeah.
By just sort of taking those elements and then spoofing them and making them silly and absurd. And
Oh, I love that. It sounds really fun, though.
It is. I mean, horror's a great medium to do because you can work with all the blood and everything, and I guess that's why so many people do horror, especially independent filmmakers.
Yeah.
It gives you a chance to make it look amazing without having the big budget to get all the professional lights and camera and everything that you need. But we didn't want to go down that track of doing what everybody else does. So that comedy really gives it something new, and it makes it something different to watch, and also easier because a lot of people love making horror, but they don't necessarily want to watch it.
Right, I see.
So the comedy makes it, it gives it a bigger market, I guess, as well.
Oh, awesome. Did you learn, in your production of this, did you learn anything new while you were on the set?
So many things. We had a really quick shoot, didn't we? We shot it in 5 nights consecutively and 7 days.
It was
8 days.
it was divided up into 2 long weekends up at Ewan Maddock Recreation Retreat up at Landsborough on the Sunshine Coast, and but having it in 2 weekends gave us, and they were like a month apart, so we got as much as we could shot in the first weekend, and that gave us a month to figure out and learn from the mistakes we made on the first shoot. And then,
what we needed.
Wow.
But even so, it was really tight getting everything shot. By the end of the second shoot, we weren't sleeping. We were.
Well, we had a fantastic cast and crew. Basically, because there were 13 people in the cast, we had to have a really large crew, and because we were on such a tight time schedule, we needed to have we needed to basically shoot around the clock, non-stop. So we had people on dual roles, or 2 people, 2 like cameramen, 2 directors of photography, everything. So people would just take a shift and a roster, and they'd go to sleep, and they'd go, okay, well, I know they're shooting this scene at 3 a.m. in the morning, and I really want to be part of that, so I'm going to bed now, and I'm getting up to shoot that. So we were really lucky that we had that sort of commitment from our cast and crew.
Like everybody just working together.
We got rid of the minor characters on the first shoot. We finished up all their death scenes and everything, and then so by the time we got to the second shoot, we really only had the more predominant characters. So we ended up working with about 5 or 6 actors in the second shoot mainly.
Okay.
And and a big crew, which we have got to thank so much, because otherwise we wouldn't have got this thing finished ever.
You guys both look like you've got so many memories like coming to mind when we talk about this.
Yeah.
Well, everyone slept on that second shoot except the 2 of us. We did not sleep. We just kept going, one scene to the next. And I remember, you're acting, then you're holding the camera, then and Joe as well is trying to direct.
And just sort of running on fumes by the end of it. It's sweatshop filmmaking.
Oh, it's so funny. The last, because we've got a whole behind-the-scenes film of it as well, and the last night when we hadn't slept in 3 days, 3.5 really, because the night before I didn't get to sleep at all because I was so excited about this shoot.
And of course, in our wisdom, we're shooting the most important scenes at the very end.
At the very end.
Like delirious.
The whole climax.
Really
delirious. He's sitting there. I'm going, Joe, what are we doing? Where? What's the shot? And he's like, and we're falling asleep on our feet.
It starts to feel like a dream after a while. You sort of step outside yourself if you haven't slept for a while. And I remember once we finished shooting, and we're shooting on Canon, and so like after every so many hours I have to take the footage and download it to the computer, and right at the very end, when I had to take the sound files and copy them to the computer, I was literally sitting at our little table that we'd set up there, and falling asleep every 10 seconds. I would wake up and have just enough time to remember where I was, what I had to do, and then I would fall asleep again. It was literally like, where am I? Oh, I've got to put the fuck.
And when we'd finished the shoot, this is what he was doing, loading the last stuff on. It's about 7:30 in the morning by this stage on the Monday morning, and Joe and we haven't slept in 3.5 days, and everyone has either left the shoot, finished and wrapped and gone home, or the 2 or 3 people that were left were already asleep. I haven't showered in 3 days. My makeup is being pancaked on top of makeup just to keep, and you'll see, just to keep looking all right. And anyway, I went to Joe and I said, look, I've got to go and have a shower. Please come and find me. Wake me up. If I'm not out of here in 10 minutes, I've fallen asleep in the shower. He didn't come and find me, and I fell asleep in the shower. I woke up an hour later.
Because you decided to sit down to have a shower.
I couldn't get the knots out of... Well, I couldn't get the knots out of my hair, and I had all the conditioner, and I was so out of it by then. But then I came to find him, and he was asleep at the computer, and I was like, why didn't you... Oh, yeah, that's
it was
why
like
you
that. You really, as soon as you sat down, you were gone. You were wiped. You had to stay on your feet, otherwise you wouldn't be able to keep going. So.
Oh my goodness, guys, well done, and I'm sure that it sounds like it's all going to be worth it because it's previewing at the Palace Cinemas on the 7th of July.
It is.
And let's just have a little bit of a preview of that now, shall we?
Yeah,
sure.
Let's have a look.
The trailer, the second trailer.
They came from all walks and wheels of life. Some came for love, some came for friendship, but one came for murder. Brace yourself for a low-budget independent horror film like you've never seen 1,000 times before. A group of easily categorized adolescents travels to an isolated location with zero network coverage. All seems fine, until a lunatic wearing an impractical costume and wielding sharp objects starts to individually kill them in various grisly, yet inventive ways.
Hostage!
Won't take a picture.
Jeez, Luce, inappropriate.
For evidence.
All right.
Suddenly, trust is a 4-letter word.
Patrick's the killer.
Warren's the killer.
Dickman's the killer.
You could both be the killer. What if she's the killer?
Emily's not a killer. What the hell do you know? You don't know anything about her. She could be a man for all you know. It is worth the risk.
There's a blackout. Someone gets naked. Someone gets lost in the woods. A frazzled female struggles to use keys correctly. This guy might be dead, but we can't tell because he's facing the wrong way. People start creeping instead of walking. Some creep backwards because that way there's a better chance of bumping into something scary.
From now on, can we please make our presence known to people before we're standing 2 feet away from them?
Jeez, dude. Keep your shirt on.
It breaks all the rules.
Someone's killed her.
Must have been the killer. I knew it! Who the f*** is killing everyone?
The killer's out there!
No, the killer.
The killer's got him.
Killer.
Killing people. Killer. Killer's who? Kill me.
What's with all
The village.
Okay. Stay close. Not that close, Jock. Well, thank you so much. That looked absolutely awesome. Guys, thank you so much for being with us today.
Oh, no worries. Thanks for having us.
Oh, excellento. And we're just going to go to an ad break and I'll see you back here in just a momento.